And action.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Captain Ben, and I'm really excited to be here for the summer story time. We're going to be doing this all month of June, every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 o'clock. The men and women of the Orange County Fire Authority are going to be here to read some of our favorite books. And today I have Clifford, the Firehouse Dog, which when my girls were little, I used to read it to them. It was one of their favorite books. So I'm excited to have the opportunity to read it to you today. So let's get started with the book. So here we go. Clifford, the Firehouse Dog. So, first page. My name is Emily Elizabeth, and this is my dog Clifford. Clifford is not the oldest in his family, but he is the biggest. So you can see Clifford, he's a pretty big dog, pretty red color, and then he's got a little family photo there, and you can see all his brothers and sisters are kind of little. So Clifford's a pretty good sized dog. So next page. Last week, Clifford and I went to the city to visit Clifford's brother Nero. Clifford knew the way. So there you see Clifford giving Elizabeth a ride on the way to see Nero. He lives in a firehouse. He is a fire rescue dog. So there they are, arriving at fire station number 13. There's Clifford and there's his brother Nero right there. Welcome into the firehouse. I asked the firefighters if Clifford could help them. They thought he was the right color for the job. And again, what color is he? He's red, and as you can see in the background, what color are the fire trucks? They're red also. So perfect job for Clifford, right? Absolutely. Just then, a group of school children came in for a fire safety class. Let's see what Clifford and Nero are going to teach them today. So if we look at the picture, it shows a picture of somebody with little flames around them. So let's see what his safety tip is to that. Nero showed them what to do if their clothes was on fire. Do you guys know what to do if your clothes are on fire? Well, let's see what Nero says, and we'll follow up with it a little bit. Nero says to stop, drop, and roll. Okay? You guys say that with me? Everybody say stop, drop, and roll. Very important. If you have any kind of fire or anything on your clothes is hot, stop, drop, and roll. Very important, okay? So, just like he says, to smother the flames, drop to the floor until the fire is out. Okay, that's what's important. Stop, drop, and roll. So good job by Nero teaching the kids a very important safety tip. So Clifford thought he could do that. He repeated the lesson for the class. So there's Clifford, he's outside the fire station. You can see he's a pretty big dog. So he did the right thing first. He stopped. All right, let's see what happens next to Clifford. He dropped, absolutely. Look at Clifford's a pretty big dog and he made a pretty good sized dust there, right there. And then he rolled. Uh-oh, be careful. Clifford's a pretty big dog. Let's see what he's rolling. Uh-oh, Clifford kind of ran into some things around there. But he did the right thing. He stopped up and rolled, okay? He rolled a little too far in this case, but you can never roll too much. Remember, roll till your clothes goes out. It's very important. So just then, the siren. He heard a siren. There was a fire. So let's see what Clifford does next. Nero stayed to guard the children. Clifford and I ran ahead. So there goes Clifford. And you see Elizabeth with them. He cleared the streets for the fire trucks. Remember, if you hear a fire truck, an ambulance, or a police car coming, the most important things, when you're in the back seat, you got your seatbelt on, remember, tell your parents, Mom, Dad, pull to the right and stop. Let them go by. Very important, okay? Always remember to pull to the right, let the emergency vehicles go by. Very important, okay? Remind your parents to do that if you hear sirens, okay? Good job, gang. Thanks for helping us. Okay. So there was smoke pouring out of the top floor of a tall building. Clifford pushed the crowd back to a safe place. Remember, there's a fire, stay back. Let us help the people there, okay? He saw some people in trouble. That's why it's important for you to stay back so we can get in there. You can see the people up there. It looks like they're in trouble. They're on top and they've got smoke and fire in their house, okay? Let's see what happens next. Clifford to the rescue. Clifford's so tall, he's able to put his paws up there and reach the people up there, okay? And he was able to get them down. So let me ask you a question. Do you guys have a plan? If there's a fire in your house, do you know how to get out of your house? Do you know where to meet? We'll talk more at the end of the book, but we need to talk to your parents. Do you have a plan to get out? Okay, that's important. So let's see what happens next. The heavy hose was hard to unreel. Clifford again came to the rescue. You can see he's got it in his teeth. He's helping pull out some of the hose. Clifford is just so helpful, I'm sure, just like you guys with your mom and dad. Always be helpful. Okay? But then he saw the fire hydrant was stuck. And again, here comes Clifford. He's going to grab the tool, open up the hydrant, and to get the water where they need it. Good job, Clifford. Way to unstick the hydrant. Good job, bud. Okay. So you can see they had to get the smoke out of the building. So Clifford made a hole with his big paw on there. So that helps get the smoke out so everybody can see. If there's smoke in your house, most important thing is to stay low and get out, okay? We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So the firefighters were calling for more water. What does Clifford do? Being so tall, he reaches to the next building, grabs the big water tower right there, and what do you think he's gonna do? Yep, he's gonna put water right on top of the building to put the fire out. Good job, Clifford, again. Well, the fire's out, but there's still smoke. So what did Clifford do? He gave a big puff of breath and cleared out the home. Good job, Clifford. Clifford is just very helpful on this fire. What a guy. So when the fire was out, Clifford made sure that the firefighters got out and the building was safe. Okay, that's what's important, is making sure everybody's safe. They were grateful for everything he had done to help. So what they do? They asked, Clifford gave them all a ride back to the fire station. So you can see everybody riding with Clifford, going back to firehouse number 13. Good job, Clifford. Clifford was a hero. The fire chief made him an honorary rescue dog, just like his brother Nero. Well deserved. What do you guys think? Absolutely. Good job, Clifford. So on the back, there's some safety tips. So let's cover those safety tips that we talked about a minute ago. Okay, do you all know the number do we call in case of emergency? I'll give you a second. 911, okay? Remember that, 911. But this number is not something to play with, only if there's an emergency. Somebody's sick, somebody doesn't feel well, there's a fire, 911, okay? Practice that with your parents, have them show you how to do that in case there's an emergency. Okay, as we talked about earlier, do you have a plan to get out of your house? Are there 2 ways to get out? Do you know where to meet? Talk to mom and dad and find out, hey, where do we meet if something happens and we have to meet you outside, mom and dad? Come up with a plan. It's very important, okay? Never go back in your house. Clifford says never go back in because we need you to stay out. We can replace those things inside your house, but we can't replace you. We want you to be safe, okay? Smoke in the house, get out, meet mom and dad in your meeting place, okay? Smoke detectors. How many of y'all have smoke detectors? Ask mom and dad how many you have and make sure that the batteries are good. Ask them to make sure when the last time they changed it and or once a year, okay? We need to change those batteries once a year. Don't play with matches. Goes without saying, never play with matches. You find matches, give them to an adult, okay? And the last thing is, if you're in the kitchen when mom or dad are cooking, stay away from the stove because there's always hot things on the stove. If you grab a handle, pull it down on you, you could get burned, okay? So remember, stay safe out there and be good. Remember, Summertime Stories, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 o'clock, all month in June. Join us. Thanks for being here.